Hey everybody, what is going on today? Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to give my thoughts here on the MLB The Show 23 tech test. We've gotten our hands on just about every game mode that's available in it to play. I've played it through the streams here for the last week, so I'm going to tell you guys what I think of it based on some of the gameplay changes that they announced they made. But first, you guys do me a favor, as always, make sure to smash that like button for me. Subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe. You guys make sure you got those notifications on also, so because we'll be live here back to MLB The Show 22 here for the rest of the month, I guess, before this one comes out. But we'll be grinding on it each day, man. 10 a.m. Central, you guys can always catch me here on live streams here on YouTube. Let's go ahead and talk about what kind of game modes we played and some of the features that we were looking forward to. All right, now we had several game modes that were available to us throughout the tech test here in Diamond Dynasty. All right, we had Battle Royale, we had events, we had Play versus CPU, we had Play with Friends, we had Game Invites. This is just your game invites from people that you're playing with, casual 9-inning online games, and then Ranked Co-op, which was a new one there. Now, the first day that we went in and played some of the events, and I was looking forward to seeing some of the new animations for fielders and all that. We got to test that out and see some of that. I think there's still some maybe advancements that need to be made in that. We saw some of the errors. I posted some shorts here. We've had some trouble with the fielding foul balls over in foul territory going into the stands, where they said they added some things, but we didn't notice a whole lot of adjustments made to that, really. I did notice a lot of animations that were in there as far as fielding the ball, as far as first baseman doing the stretches, maybe third baseman taking hot shots into the body a little bit more, and then going to the hole and making throws. One of the things that I feel needs to be addressed, though, is sense of urgency with fielders in the infield. Now, I know in the outfield and getting a good jump to the ball was one of the things they talked about in the feature premiere, and I think that's a very big thing. So getting a good jump out there for fly balls is going to be a great way, using that fielding number to be able to really make better plays and make it more realistic for us, all right? Because if you get a bad jump to a fly ball, you're not going to get it. But in the infield, I noticed a lot of times the second baseman and shortstop had a horrible time and a very slow difficulty turning double plays. Double plays get turned much more frequently and with much more success in real life than they seem to be, and in the games they always have in the past too. So I think that's a little bit of something that needs adjusted, possibly. Just my personal opinion. You guys let me know in the comments what you think as well. One of the other things I noticed also about the fielding was dives. Dives, we dealt with this last year in 22 at the beginning of the year. It seemed like if you were relatively close to a ball and you dove in the infield, you were catching that ball, all right? So maybe that one needs nerfed just a little bit, but overall, man, the gameplay felt great as far as fielding goes when we played in that. We hopped into Battle Royale there throughout the process as well. In Battle Royale, I actually enjoyed it more than I ever have, man. We had an 11-win run, so if I can get 11, I can get 12. We're going to be playing that throughout the year. Really, I was enjoying my time back into online play is what I really noticed. I did notice a lot of people struggling with the fielding meter, all right, the throwing meter in the throw accuracy meter. And that is going to be something that I think is going to be a big learning curve for 23 for folks. I can see how it's going to probably be very beneficial later once you get the hang of it, but it's going to be a learning curve, a little bit of a process for everybody to use. So if you got frustrated with it during the tech test, give it a little more time. Don't get too frustrated with it. I think it's a good change overall. I'm a buttons guy. For some reason, I think I only made through probably like 20 hours of playing the tech test, maybe 2 or 3 throwing errors, which is probably less than a lot of the people with button accuracy. You can weigh out what you want to do. Buttons, you're obviously just going to rely more on the actual fielding attribute of your squad and of your player. So whoever it is, if they're in here in the field, you're going to be going by that arm accuracy one here, which I'm covering up with the camera real quick. So let me move that out of the way. Sorry. But so you're going to be going much more off of the attributes as opposed to user input. All right. So just keep that in mind. That's something that you'll be dealing with. But other than that, I think the fielding changes have been a great step forward. Now, one of the other things I want to talk about, and we noticed this was a big thing here as we were playing, and I think it's a big change in the positive, just in any kind of game style that you played throughout it, the clutch number taking over when you have runners in scoring position for your hitters as your new PCI size. Let's say that, because that's what the contact controls. Your contact attributes typically determine the size of the PCI while you're at the plate. But if you've got runners in scoring position, it's going to be taken over by the clutch number here for your hitters now. That was a big change and a great change, I think. It makes for much more strategy, being that we have the DH added to MLB The Show 23 this year and in Diamond Dynasty. I think that that removed a little bit of strategy, being able to know when to pull your pitcher, when to put those guys in and sub guys out. So I think that's a little bit of a strategy pull from the game, but this adding to it kind of makes it a little bit more strategic. You can use that bench a little bit different, keep those guys with 125 clutch on your bench because those are going to be the guys that you want on there to be able to pull off and use. Now with your pitchers, on the other hand, don't forget about with the pitchers as well. And I can't remember now I got to scroll down. See, I'm trying to find where pitchers are. The user interface was something I had a little bit of a trouble getting used to. It'll just take some time when they change it. Hopefully maybe it's a little bit different than this, but the pitching clutch will take over for your hits per 9 number. So you see the pitching clutch for the Scherzer card is a 105 with those runners in scoring position. When the hitter's clutch takes over for the contact, the pitching clutch will take over instead of the hits per 9. So that's a big change. And I'm interested to see how it plays out throughout the year, but I loved it. I think that hitting overall as well as pitching both felt really good. One of the big changes to hitting that they have made and they talked about is that the vision has been decreased by 50% over what we're used to be able to use. So I think that's a big change for the positive and something going forward that'll be great throughout the year. We got a lot, too many foul balls, too many not swings and misses where you're just making contact and you shouldn't get in weak contact. I think in the tech test, I noticed a lot less foul balls and you could strike people out on all-star difficulty, which was very, very cool because you haven't been able to do that in a lot of years. So I think that's going to benefit people who are great pitchers a lot more in the game, but the great change going forward here in 23. One of the other big changes, and I think this is a positive too, and we talked about it in that feature premiere video. And if you guys aren't aware of that video, I'll put the link down there in the description below so you can check it out. But the quirks, they've gotten rid of passive quirks. Passive quirks are no longer going to be in MLB The Show at all right, here going forward in 23. What we have is active live quirks. Now, I've made a couple videos about these the last couple of years, how active live quirks are the only quirks that actually mean anything. And it's these. They would be listed at the bottom of only select types of cards. You wouldn't have them on most of them because most of those ones that say like bomber or contact hitter or whatever, all those, they don't do anything. They never did anything in the game. They just told you what the attributes said. So they were for people that didn't maybe necessarily understand baseball and understand what a contact or a power number meant. I know it seems obvious to some of us, but it's not to everybody. So keep that in mind. And that's what those were. They were like idiot lights in a car. That's what I always attribute them to. So that was something new that they've done here for 23 and gotten rid of those. And I love it, man. And we've got 4 new perks. We covered those or quirks. We covered those actually in the video as well too about all the new features added. But overall, man, we played through this. We played through Battle Royale. We played through events while we did the tech test. I did a little bit of ranked co-op. I'm not a big fan of it. I know a lot of people are, and that's great. And you guys are going to have a ton of fun with it. I love that they've added rewards into it. I think that's a great step forward as well for the game mode too. So I like that a lot. I can't wait to get my hands on mini seasons when the game actually drops. That's going to be fun. We'll do some subscriber games or member games or something like that throughout the year at some point. I promise you we will. I don't know if it'll happen in ranked. We might do a little bit in ranked co-op there, but I'm excited to get to play online again, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a great year for MLB The Show. I hope you guys are excited about it. We've got just, like I said, a little bit over a month here before the game actually drops. Once it gets out, we're going to be grinding like crazy. You guys do me a favor here on the channel. Make sure you got those notifications on so you know when we're live here for all of our live streams, for all those videos, for all those shorts. Trying to put content out as much as possible for you guys about the new game and let you guys know about the fastest way to get through everything, the best way to get all of the cards, the best way to make stubs, all of that stuff. I've got you covered here on the channel. So you guys do me a favor, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe, and we'll see you here on the streams throughout the week. Thanks, everybody. Peace.